I could do better. Those four words hit me like a physical blow, echoing in the pristine, minimalist living room my husband, Mark, was so proud of. He stood there, perfectly tailored suit, a look of casual disdain on his face as he surveyed our life that he had built, or so he constantly reminded me. Look at this, Sarah. He gestured around. This is my success. What do you contribute? Your little online trinkets? My little online trinkets, as he called them, were my passion. I designed and sold handmade jewelry. I poured my heart into every piece, finding joy in the creative process and the community I was building online. To him, it was just a hobby, something to keep me occupied while he conquered the corporate world. He never asked about my sales, my designs, or my customers. He just saw it as a quaint pastime that didn't bring in real money. The argument had started, as they often did, over finances. He wanted to upgrade his car to the latest luxury model. I suggested we wait, maybe invest the money instead. That's when he dropped the bomb. If you were pulling your weight, Sarah, we wouldn't have to wait for anything. I'm carrying this entire family. Frankly, with my income and my status, I could do a lot better than a wife with a little hobby. My blood ran cold. The years of subtle digs, of being patronized and belittled, all came rushing to the surface. I looked at him, really looked at him, and saw a stranger. Someone who measured worth in dollars and status, and who saw me as just another accessory he could upgrade. I had always kept my business finances separate, partly for independence, and partly because I knew he'd never take it seriously. I never flaunted my success. I didn't need to. The fulfillment I got from my work was enough. But now, his words had drawn a line in the sand. I took a deep breath. My voice was quiet, but steady. You think you could do better, Mark? You think this life is all because of you? I walked over to the sleek, expensive coffee table and picked up my laptop. It was time to show him what my little hobby really was. I opened my business banking portal, the one he'd never seen, the one I checked every morning with a quiet sense of pride. I turned the screen towards him. His condescending smirk faltered. His eyes widened, then narrowed in disbelief. He leaned closer, his jaw slackening. The numbers on the screen weren't the few $100s a month he imagined. They were substantial, 6 figures in the main account. And then I clicked over to the investment portfolio, linked directly to my business profits. The numbers there were even more staggering. The total balance was well into the 7 figures. A multi-million-dollar empire built on little trinkets. What is this? He stammered, pointing a shaky finger at the screen. Is this a joke? Where did you get this money? The accusation in his voice was immediate. He couldn't conceive that I had earned it myself. This, I said, my voice gaining strength, is my contribution. This is what my little hobby has been doing while you were busy buying status symbols. I built this, Mark, on my own, every single dollar. The silence in the room was deafening. The luxury he had surrounded himself with, the life he claimed to have built single-handedly, suddenly felt hollow. He looked around the room, at the art on the walls that I had paid for, the custom furniture I had commissioned. He looked at the vacation photos from trips I had secretly funded. His entire narrative, his entire sense of superiority, was crumbling before his eyes. He sank onto the sofa, the one I'd bought from a renowned designer. He looked defeated. Why didn't you tell me? He asked, his voice barely a whisper. Why would I? I responded, closing the laptop. So you could take credit for it? So you could use it to buy an even fancier car and tell your friends how successful we are. You never respected my work, Mark. You never respected me. You just saw me as an extension of yourself, someone who wasn't pulling her weight. The fantasy he had built for himself, this illusion of being the sole provider, the powerful man with the dependent wife, was shattered. He wasn't the magnanimous provider. In many ways, he was the one being supported. His luxury lifestyle wasn't just funded by his salary. It was heavily subsidized by the very trinkets he so openly despised. The words "I could do better" hung in the air between us, but now they had a completely different meaning. It was I who could do better. I had the means, the independence, and the self-respect to build a life where I was valued for who I was, not for what someone else perceived me to be. The next few weeks were a blur of lawyers and paperwork. Mark tried to apologize, tried to claim he'd always believed in me, but the words were empty. The damage was done. The reveal of my success hadn't just been about the money. It was about revealing the truth of our relationship. It was about me finally claiming my own power. Today, my life looks very different. I'm still running my business, and it's bigger than ever. But now, I'm surrounded by people who celebrate my success, who see my passion and respect my drive. I built a life that is authentically mine, not one designed to prop up someone else's ego. Sometimes the most painful moments are the ones that set you free. His fantasy of a luxury life may have been shattered, but I built a real one, all on my own. And let me tell you, it's more fulfilling than any car or designer suit could ever be. If you're in a situation where you feel undervalued, remember, your worth isn't determined by someone else's opinion. Build your own success on your own terms. Thank you for listening to my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.